Let's watch this. Uh-oh, big boom batty fatty. They're passing away, apparently. Uh-oh. Let's watch this, chat. I'm sure this is gonna be very, very funny.
I've said it so many times, but I'm gonna say it again.
Very sad,
Are you surprised?
but funny.
Not really.
No. What do you mean I can't eat 10 big arches a day? Fuck!
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. Baby birds, I want to take you back a few years. It's 2021. TikTok is in full swing.
Oh my lord.
You get on social media and
Can we please not have this on the screen while we're talking?
Where you look, you see obese people in media or on the runway. Magazines you once enjoyed have big models on the cover. Clothing
Cosmopolitan, by the way.
brands are obsessed with putting obese people in jeans. Rolls. And all the while, obese people are telling you that fat acceptance is good. Nay, it's necessary. That
Yeah, it's necessary for natural selection to take you out, I suppose.
you will accept the fat rolls or you will perish under the weight of your own bigotry. But this could only last for so long because heart disease gets us all in the end. Or gets them all in the end, I guess. I think the rest of us are mostly fine.
You know why being overweight is one of the smartest things you could do? Just imagine a zombie apocalypse and there's no food left. Overweight people keep all the food in their belly, therefore they would
Bro, she's out of breath after like 3 sentences. That's a boomer. That's a boomer. What? Left for Dead. Bro, she's talking about a post-apocalyptic situation. Yeah, I think she's right. I think she's an expert on that, huh?
live longer than people who aren't overweight.
Okay, we are cooked.
Fat
Look, queso meme in there.
acceptance has definitely fallen by the wayside over the last little while due to a little fun thing, a little fun pokey poke called Ozempic. But before that, I'm sure a lot of you remember some time ago when a series of fat activists and fat positive people passed away from obesity-related complications. If you are wondering what constitutes an obesity-related complication, no, it is not one's own legs collapsing under the weight of one's own body, as it turns out.
It's breaking chairs.
Although I wouldn't really be terribly surprised to find out that that does in fact happen. No children. Instead, it is a person's heart screaming, please, please help
Take me
In
out!
a few of these cases,
I mean, that chick was literally out of breath from standing. It wasn't like she was walking. She was standing there and just telling like 3 sentences.
the people in question were actually trying to get themselves to a healthier place, which I feel like makes the whole thing extra sad. For a quick refresher, Kat Pause, a fat studies academic and prominent fat activist, died suddenly in her sleep in March 2022 at age 42.
Damn.
She was a senior lecturer specializing in fat studies and a vocal
Yo, fat studies is when you go to McDonald's and you order yourself like a big arch, two sets of 10-piece chicken nuggets, and a McChicken and a milkshake. I don't need to pay $20,000 for fat studies. You can just go to your McDonald's.
advocate in the fat acceptance movement. I don't want to make jokes about people who have died because I generally think that's in
I think
poor
it's
taste.
sad.
But on her university scholarship page thing,
I think it's very sad, but it is what it is.
Was written after she passed away.
She did it to
says that she
herself.
wrote about coming out as fat. Girl, you didn't have to write about that. We could see. I'm just saying. Jamie
Coming out
Lopez,
as
a former
fat.
plus-sized influencer and the owner of plus
It's crazy how they're making the analogy to coming out as gay when like you can't see someone as gay. Like I feel like coming out as gay is so much more different. Like coming out as fat, it's like, wow, sweetie, we're so proud of you. We would have never guessed that you're fatty. Look at you. You're XL now. You used to be a small.
Salon, who was trying actually to get her weight down, died in December 2022 from heart complications.
Yeah.
And then we had Brittany Sauer, a TikToker and another former fat influencer-esque figure who died in late 2023, and I think also from heart issues, although I'm not actually sure if that's public.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
Shortly before her death, Brittany said,
yeah, but if you talk about being healthy, I'm gonna be like, what? Yeah, actually, it kind of does. Like, it doesn't invalidate everything, but it invalidates a lot of things that you say.
that she regretted binge eating and letting her body get this way.
I ruined my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self-care.
Yeah.
And
but wait, I thought eating 10 big arches was self-care. Fuck. Damn it.
That it's not too late for me this time.
But because life just seems to go on recycling stories and events and things that happen, and despite the rise of Ozempic and people returning to being reasonably waif-thin, pointy people, a bunch of fat activists and fat acceptance figures, I guess, have continued to pass away. But people don't really notice anymore because it's not, you know, it doesn't garner that much attention. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the body can only take so much before it just gives up. Because
you can say the same thing about being extremely thin. Yeah, like your body can only sustain itself on so much.
Contrary to popular belief, we are in fact not supposed to look like human-shaped bowling balls. No,
why not?
Humans are not supposed to be round. Take that as inspiration and go for a run.
I'm a
Around
beautiful
April
woman.
10, 2026, it was announced that Dolly
600
Martinez, a
pounds.
participant on season 10 of the reality show My 600-Pound Life, had died due to, you guessed correctly, congestive heart failure.
I like to feed the birds or the ducks. Sometimes I wish I was one of them because they just eat whatever as much as they can. And their moms...
Yeah, but they fly around and they do stuff.
help them eat.
Now, if
Lord
you haven't
have
watched My
mercy.
600-Pound
Yeah.
Life, just don't. Very few people on the show actually choose to improve and keep the weight off, and it's sort of just like watching someone deliberately drown themselves. Although watching someone struggle to do basic tasks like getting out of a car without it turning into a medical emergency really doesn't...
I've told this story before. I played Pokemon Go back in like 2022 or... No, it was 2021. And everybody rolled up in their cars and then walked to the Pokestop to like do the fucking Pokemon gym. And I parked next to a couple, and the dude was in the car seat, and then the chick was in the driver's seat, and she actually like got up after the guy, and the entire suspension creaked. Like the car literally jolted when she got up. She was not 600, but probably like 250, 300. She walked over to the Pokestop, so I mean, it's better than nothing, but still, I was like, God damn. Yeah, it was a low rider. It was not an SUV. It was a low rider type of car.
Inspire me to go for a walk.
Low to the car.
You know, there's that.
Yeah, I'm a little hungry. I didn't eat all day.
I'm thinking that maybe is a good thing. And maybe rather than pursuing food, you should be pursuing going to the gym. Maybe you should go and buy yourself a pair of good headphones and then take yourself on a walk or to the gym. And actually, you can do that too. You can buy some great headphones thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Raycon. What are
Raycon
you
these
doing?
nuts.
I am listening to music, obviously. And you're doing that with a funnel. The earbuds I have kind of hurt my ears, and this clearly works just fine. You can't hear anything at all, can you? No, I can't.
I can't
don't
enjoy
even know
my
why I have
music,
ears at this
no.
point. Please tell me that you have a better option. Well, I don't, but Raycon does. They even came out with these new cool bone conduction
headphones.
Raycon's bone conduction headphones are wireless and use vibrations to carry sound through your bones to your inner ear so that you can hear everything, including the world around you. You also don't look like a crazy person listening through a funnel. What if it rains? Well, Raycon's headphones are weather resistant, so you'd be fine. They're also made for extended wear, so you will be comfortable for long hauls.
That's
and
nice.
Really, you can
I
use
will
them
say
in all
it's
sorts
annoying
of
when they don't
situations.
fit.
I use them at the gym, on walks, doing housework. One of the things that I personally notice is that my Raycons go for ages on a single charge, so it makes sense why so many other customers love them and why Raycon is—
That's ugly. Yeah, but it's comfortable. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sponsored or anything, but I'm just gonna say this. I hate it when my headphones fall out when I'm doing shit. It pisses me the fuck off.
So confident in their product that they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can have the great quality audio without having to spend boatloads of money, especially in today's economy. On a personal note, since I found out that I was losing my hearing in my left ear, I've stopped using in-ear earbuds as much, and so I really like that I have 2 pairs of Raycons that both sit outside my ears, and they honestly make life a lot better. So you're saying I need to ditch the funnel and use Raycon? I'm impressed you're able to live alone, honestly. That's what my mum says too.
My mum!
So with Mother's Day just around the corner, celebrate the mums in your life by going to buyraycon.com/SydneyWatsonBC to get 15% off Raycon's awesome bone conduction headphones. And biggest thank you to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. But Dolly's story on the show basically revolved around her struggle with food addiction and her bipolar disorder. She struggled to both lose weight and follow the guided program that her Dr. Now gave her. During her filmed portion of the show, Dolly lost around 40 pounds, which I am really bad at doing quick conversions, but it's 2.2 pounds to a kilo, so I don't know, like 20 kilos, 18 kilos,
bad.
somewhere between 20 and 18
It's not
kilos,
terrible.
which was so far short of what was needed for the weight loss surgery that she was striving for.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, since her episode aired, she has more or less stayed like this.
Ooh.
Since 2022. And somehow, and I'm saying this like it's surprising, it's not, this person has gained widespread attention and, you know, lots of interest because of her giant size. Yep, that's about the size of it. Excuse the pun. Maybe don't excuse the pun. What's absolutely wild is that in January 2026, so what, like 4 months before Dolly passed away, the Daily Mail published an article that explained how 18 former castmates on the show have passed away due to obesity-related complications. 18! Also, side note, this is the most diabolical spelling of Sydney that I've ever seen. I do not condone
You're just a hater.
The C is wrong. Get rid of that. In just the last year, 7 of these people—
I love this doctor guy. He's funny. The one in the My 400 Pound Life, and he's like, he's so blunt too.
7 of these people have died. Although I should note, not all of them died from obesity. I think 1 died in a car crash. But the ones who did die of seemingly obesity-related complications—
Oh my god! You just have your ass attached to you? Like a cushion? I didn't even know that was possible.
include Charity Pierce, who died in January 2026, and to her credit, she did lose a ton of weight. She was in the show much earlier and in an earlier season, and was once called the world's fattest woman after weighing in at almost 800 pounds, which again, you guys do the math, 2.2 pounds to a kilo. That's heavy. One of the other notable—
And then they're just eating pizza.
women is Latonya Potain. Sorry if I butchered that. She died in May 2025, and again, this was caused by congestive heart failure. I know—
Your heart literally cannot pump enough blood to, like, keep you alive at that point. You have so much tissue, and, like, you're so fat and you don't move.
that reality television—
Yeah, I think I'm skipping dinner tonight, guys.
—is absolutely built around showing extreme situations and kind of extreme people doing extreme things.
No big arch for me.
And in this case, obviously, it's about, you know, people battling obesity and whether or not they can and will actually lose weight and rejoin society. But like I said, it's dead set like watching somebody hold their own head under the water to drown.
It's a mental illness. I would gauge probably like 99% of these people just literally have a problem with food and they can't stop themselves. And to top it off, a lot of the time it's other people enabling them, like their husband, boyfriend, or their girlfriend, or it's their mom and dad or their cousins who live with them. Yeah.
I think the worst part for me is I don't even know what this is trying to achieve, because at what point does this stop being normal entertainment and become something kind of grotesque, like a weird voyeurism of... I don't even know how to describe this, because there's
a fetish for it. There's people that love feeding people and then they pass away from being fat.
There's a lot of nudity because they like to show you that these people...
people feeding them need to catch a charge. Honestly, yeah. I don't know. Maybe not like jail time, but like something. I feel like you are partly responsible for giving them the food and, like, you know, enabling them.
Wash themselves. What is this saying?
Especially if it's kids. Like, if it's an adult, like, I don't know. I think there's like a certain... I don't know, there's a certain responsibility you have for yourself. Like, if you're an adult and you want to eat a fucking pizza and you want to be fat, like, that's different from a kid. A kid, 100%, I would charge them for child abuse, for sure.
Are you trying to scare people out of obesity, or are you trying to normalize it? Which one is it, Doctor Now?
What this comes down to is simple. If you want to do the things you need to lose weight, how do you think weight loss surgery is going to make you lose weight?
I know it's going to help me lose weight, because at the end of the day, I know what I want for myself.
The strain of severe obesity, and just being obese in general, is undeniable when you consider that 18 people, for the most part, over the course of the last decade or so, have died from one show about fat people, and 18 people from that show have died. That is insane. And actually, while I was looking into this, I thought, I wonder who else has passed away from obesity-related complications, who, you know, has a fat acceptance profile. And it really didn't take me all that long to find more examples of fat acceptance / body positivity people, body positivity influencers who have died recently, which is very sad, to be honest with you. A woman called Mona Lisa Stephen, who is a Nollywood...
Why do they call themselves, like, Mona Lisa? You know, Mona Lisa wasn't fat as fuck, right?
Actress. I guess Nollywood is Nigerian Hollywood? Wait a minute. How many people are in Nigeria that they have their own Hollywood? How many...
Oh, it's a... Why are you running? Why are you running? That's from Nigeria, I'm pretty sure. That was like a little show. You guys know what I'm talking about?
How many people live in Nigeria?
A lot.
242 million people? What the heck? I wonder how many of these people, though, are scamming elderly Americans. To some people, that probably sounds mean, and to other people, that probably sounds like a joke, but it's neither me nor a joke, because I was so radicalized recently. This is a total aside, but I was so radicalized recently because I watched this documentary called The Anatomy of a Romance Scam. I think I'll put the poster on screen, probably.
Yeah.
And it was about romance scams and how many Nigerians scam elderly Americans by pretending to be invested.
And you want to know why? Because it fucking works. It's a good hustle. They wouldn't do it if it didn't work. Why the fuck? Like, you fish where the fishes are. If it works and a bunch of fishermen are talking about it, they wouldn't do it.
Are pretending to be romantic partners, and they make literally billions of dollars. I did the math. It's probably somewhere in the realm of like 5 or 6% of the country's GDP is scamming Americans and Europeans. And I don't know, it radicalized me so much. Please take care of your boomer family members, because they do not have good discernment. No offense, boomers, but you do not have good discernment when it comes to people trying to take advantage of you.
There's people who aren't boomers that click on stupid fucking links and get their accounts hacked too. Like, I wouldn't say it's just boomers. There are very stupid young people too. Yeah.
You guys should definitely watch the documentary. It was really good. It made me so angry, and I genuinely called my mom and I was like, hey, listen, I know that you like to be on the internet and in your fun little groups and stuff, but please, if anybody ever asks you for money, do not give it to them, no matter how good their story is. Thank God she's still married to my dad, and my dad's like, What is going on here? Anyway, back to obesity. Mona Lisa Stephen, who was a plus-size model and content creator, died in May 2025.
Yeah.
She, like many of the other ladies I've mentioned earlier, was very vocal about body image and self-love and body positivity. She made videos dismissing the idea of weight loss, and she promoted the acceptance of fat women and fat bodies. She passed away from what I think seemed to be diabetes complications. It's sort of hard to glean online, but from what I can tell, she died of hypoglycemia and internal bleeding.
Remember that tweet we're looking at? Where is it? The fat bitches one. Fat girls bragging about having big titties like unemployed dudes bragging about having the day off. That's what that was like, that tweet.
Can result from being diabetic.
Are you looking away?
No
yes, I actually was. I was looking at the other screen.
Very little information. I also found another recent article that described how a body positive influencer died after choking on food. Granted, unlike the other people that I've highlighted so far, she obviously didn't die as a result of being overweight, but choking on food is definitely one way to go out. I hope it's obvious, but I'm also not trying to make fun of this woman. I just think this is such a crazy situation. Because what are the actual chances of someone who is overweight not dying from overweight, obesity-related complications, but rather from the very food that made them overweight to begin with, and the very food that got them into a place where they were advancing the body positivity cause? Like, that is, that's some irony. The thing is, it's not like people haven't started sounding the alarm about body positivity and how grotesque it is in the modern era. I mean, it's always been grotesque, but you know what I mean. I'm not sure how many of you remember, but a woman called Gabrielle Lascano went super viral.
Oh, I remember. I'm pretty sure she's the one that lost a bunch of weight and then all the fat activists got really mad at her and said she was being gross and like promoting, you know, being skinny and as if it's somehow a bad thing.
Few years back, because she announced that she was leaving the body positivity slash fat acceptance movement, and she felt guilty for having ever taken part.
Crabs in a bucket. Yeah, they bring each other down. You have to stoop to their level. Otherwise, if you decide to be like, hey, I'm too fat, I'm dying, they're like, oh, yeah, guess what? We're gonna shit all over you.
In a series of videos, she talked about being fearful for her health and learning the hard way that obesity restricts you and it also kills you.
Don't let the idea that, oh, I could catch a dick no matter how big I am, cause you to forget about your health and to keep gaining weight. Health is real. Organs failing is real. Diabetes, heart disease, all that shit is real, okay? It's not fat phobic to care about your health. And if nobody else wants to say it, let me fucking tell you the truth. Love yourself at any size, wear the clothes you want to wear, but don't forget that your heart has to beat, babes.
She recently, within the last 2-ish months, did an opinion video with the New York Times where she reiterated how dangerous the fat acceptance movement is in this sense. And while she still wants people to be body positive, she doesn't think being obese is the answer.
Then, over time,
there's absolutely a difference. I remember being a kid and walking into like the 7-Eleven or the dairy, and there was like some freaky ass what is it called, like tabloids, and it's these skinny ass, like I would even argue like to the boarding to the point where it's kind of concerning, where you can see people's like rib cage and stuff and it's poking through their skin, and you're just sitting there like, why are we promoting this kind of like health? Like, that's not healthy either. There's a difference between being skinny and like having some meat on your bones too.
I got heavier.
Like, I think that's bad.
I've always been an adventurous person, but there was a lot I couldn't do anymore. Fitting into the seats on roller coasters, planes. I couldn't wear heels, my dresses wouldn't zip up. And that wasn't all.
When you're bigger, you might not be able to wipe as well as
Why fat people stink? Ooh, that takes a lot of guts. You know what? That's props to her for posting that. She's actually making it so uncomfortable. She's admitting to it. Yeah, because your fat rolls, you can't reach, you can't wipe your ass. Like, once you get to a certain point when you're fat, like, yeah. Peak TMI. Yeah, but someone's got to say it, right?
A thinner person. You can't reach because there's no space.
Some days I would look at photos and not even recognize myself.
Oh my God, she ballooned that hard in 3 years. Holy shit. Like, yeah, this is fat too, but holy crap, this is another level.
even recognize myself.
At one point during this video, Lascano describes how the longer she was in the movement, the more that she gained weight. And honestly, she's not the first person who has said this and described this after leaving this movement.
I started to wonder if loving myself at any size had become an excuse to ignore how big I was getting. I felt like I saw myself being brainwashed, essentially.
In my travels of the internet, I came to find out that, yes, in fact, unsurprisingly, lots of other women also view the body positivity movement through this lens and in this way. This woman, for example, articulates something very similar to Lascano, saying that body positivity ended up being a vehicle for accepting things that were actually genuinely not okay.
I think it got to a point where the movement, I was using it as an excuse to stop taking care of myself. Like, don't get me wrong, for a long time I really liked the message. Like, I think we all should feel good in our skin. But I think the narrative somewhere changed from self-love to just complacency. And I found the movement as an excuse to sort of let myself fall off the wagon a bit.
Yeah.
And also skipping habits.
They're encouraging you too. When you're in this type of community, even the, I can't say the word because YouTube hates it, but the pro-Ana groups where you basically like, they encourage you to like not eat as opposed to, you know, oh, you can eat that burger, sweetie. You're gonna be beautiful no matter what. It's literally two sides of the same coin.
That are actually beneficial
it's an echo chamber.
Myself. And for some reason, discipline was labeled as self-hate.
Another woman made comments here at the end of 2025 that fat acceptance became untethered from reality and the movement is actually just led by mean girls, which honestly, so true, queen. So true.
I was in deep with the fat positive, body positive, fat liberation movement for a really long time. And I left. I packed up. And that's because I felt like it got so nasty, so mean, untethered from reality, and that the goalpost was just constantly moving. A lot of people in it who I think...
Because it's not based in reality. That's why you can constantly move the goalposts. It's really easy to do that when you're not living the life everybody else is.
Encourage people to not...
Moderation, is that a menu item? Yeah, give me 2 sides of moderation and make it snappy.
Seek medical professional help for health conditions.
I need extra ketchup.
Or just like flat out deny science and pick and choose when to apply science. I also think that there's a little bit of a victim culture within it that it has created. And I think some of the leaders of at least the online movement.
And it's funny because a lot of the fucking fat positive people, I would say probably 90% of them are women. There are men that are obviously also really, really fat and they make content out of this and they're part of the quote unquote community. I would call it more like a cult, but I would say it's vastly more women than men because it's more acceptable for a woman to be overweight than a man.
I'm gonna be honest, are mean girls. And I think that because some of these people are creators online and have their income tied to it, they kind of almost become incentivized to create more extreme takes, right?
Since I last spoke about this specific topic, so many new videos have cropped up where people are saying that fat acceptance is a scam and it's a joke and moving away from it. And again, it's not because of Ozempic in this capacity. I think it's because people are waking up and realizing that this movement is miserable and bad for society. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them then go out and get Ozempic because that's their way out of this. That's their golden ticket. But I keep saying this, and I think I'm correct, you know? I think that body positivity was always one giant cope. And I'm not talking about the original body positivity, which is accept yourself despite your flaws, yada, yada, yada. I'm talking...
Your tax should be higher if you're seriously obese. I think in Japan, there's like a tax if you're like overweight or something. Yeah. Yeah, there's like an actual tax. You pay like, I don't know, like 4% more. Yeah.
Talking about the sort of mongoloid, horrible version of it that we know and love today. And yet, crazily, in spite of this, it doesn't stop things like FatCon from going ahead.
It's just a fetish, man. It like, there's people who just love the idea of being with like a fat chick.
Yes, this is real. On their website, FatCon is described as a 3-day conference for...
I mean, not that I would be like, you know, insanely into like 2 girls twerking on top of each other, like, period, in a public setting. But like, I'm just saying, I think with with the walker cane and then like having to sit down and you can't even like stand there for the twerk. It's like, no, thank you.
And is described as a 3-day conference for fat joy. Fat joy, trans joy, queer joy. I think we need less joy.
What? Why has the gays got to do with being fat? Why are you dragging them into this shit? What the fuck? What? Yo, any gay chatters, any gay YouTube commenters, I'm so sorry that you're getting dragged into this shit.
Actually, more misery, you know?
Why are they lumping this together? That's what I want to know.
To fix whatever is wrong with you. Surprisingly, FetchCon is a relatively new event, with 2026 only being its second annual run. They're already advertising for 2027, so I guess they don't think this is going away anytime soon. But as far as...
You know what's funny? I went on like a deep dive, and there was like an underwear, what is it called? Like an undergarments like website that I found for really, really fat people, and they didn't even have labels like L, XL, you know, extra, extra large, and so on and so forth. They had sizes that were like amethyst and onyx, and I'm like, you fucking retards. Like, why do you fucking have to do this, man? I was researching it for a bit, and then I never fucking went through with it. I thought I was gonna make like an entire like segment out of it and talk about it, but then I realized it wasn't really worth it unless I found more content. But I just thought it was so funny. I was like, this is such a grift. And to top it off, the prices are insanely fucking expensive too. Yeah, like they were like the dumbest ones. Yeah, how are you supposed to know? No, they have like a different chart. I was gonna like talk about it on stream, but again, I just wanted to find something else and I never did. But it's cemented in my head, like, you are grifting so hard into this fucking insanity. You're overcharging some stupid fucking underwear. It looks like dog shit. It's probably made of dog shit. It's made in the same factories that everybody else makes their underwear for. But like, it's at the end of the day, it's like completely like just such a fucking crazy reality we're living in, where these people call their like underwear sizes amethyst and onyx and ruby and emerald.
That's how it all went. It's about what you'd expect.
Come over.
Where are we going?
Oh, around. It's a surprise. Do you like surprises?
I do.
Okay.
Their schedule.
This is so cringe. Why are we behaving like children?
Was also jam-packed with super fun sessions such as Express Yourself, How Style Can Empower Your Fat Liberation.
Guys! I live in a country where I can be fat, and then my healthcare keeps me alive. Fat liberation. I'm so oppressed. I'm just like the people getting bombed in different countries, guys.
And fat defiance in policy.
Fat
running
defiance.
for local office as your authentic, powerful self.
Oh my god.
Wow. Personally, my favorite one is gender-affirming care as a fat person, navigating hormone surgery and letters. Gotta be able to navigate those letters.
And again, they're attaching like fucking the LGBTQIA plus stuff onto being fat. I can't take this seriously.
Fellow fatties.
Oh
they
my
also
god.
had a session about bondage, but
I'm gonna be sick. I feel ill right now.
I don't think I want to click and learn about that.
It should be lettuce, not letters.
On this site.
Letters.
That's gonna be a no from me. It's never going to stop being absolutely nuts to me that people pursue trying to normalize that which is not normal.
I'm gonna be
and
sick,
I'm
bro.
positive this has been studied, but I would love to know what guides this kind of psychology. What is the motivation behind trying so hard despite everybody dying, despite people pulling back, despite people objectively wanting to be smaller and thinner? What is the desire to persist with this? I want to know. I guess the clips that I've included here are probably correct. The ones that are asserting that fat acceptance and body positivity as we know it today are just massive massive roads to achieve complacency, because if someone's telling you that
these people don't have actual problems in real life. Like, let's be realistic. When I was broke and had maybe like $30 to my name and I didn't want to go to my parents to beg them for money, I just sucked it up. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be an adult. If I'm dying, I will ask my family for help, but I'm not right now. I just need to learn my lesson. And you know what I did? I literally just didn't eat sometimes. Like, if you're poor and you maybe you have a shitty job or you made a mistake or something happened, I don't know, anything, right? Like, it's all hypotheticals, right? You just don't eat. It's not hard. Like, these people are so privileged. I genuinely think being fat as fuck can be like such an indicator of privilege.
Great as you are and you don't have to change.
And then people are gonna be like, oh, well, Alana, like, cheap food is expensive. And I'm like, yeah, but cheap food can also mean not eating. Do you know what's cheaper than not eating? Drinking water and like maybe having like, I don't know, some rice. Are you kidding me? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Getting a large Coca-Cola is like at least a couple of bucks. Getting a bag of rice is like $20 and it's gonna feed you for like 6-7 months. Fuck.
Ever make you want to change and do better. So I think that those women who are making these observations are probably correct. And the other thing is that if you have in fact tied your finances to being a fat person and telling other people about being fat, then yeah, you are incentivized to keep other people overweight, which is crazy work.
What?
That is a crazy thing to realize. Wow.
Hey, just your fat best friend, your fat influencer, your body positive bestie.
I don't have fat best friends, I'm sorry.
You're not alone. There are still at least a dozen of us out there who are here, who are still trying to keep, open and safe spaces for bigger people.
So I definitely think that there are way fewer people making this sort of fat acceptance online content because so many people have left the movement. So many people have lost.
Well, the other thing is that Ozempic's getting really super duper popular. And if you have diabetes, obviously not that I'm saying it's okay. Ozempic was originally just meant for people who are diabetic, and now people are just using it as a shortcut to like basically lose weight and not eat. Yeah, now it's like way more popular and it's easier to get a hold off than like a couple of years ago.
Bunch of weight and
it's all just
no
a
longer
farce.
fit into the movement. They sort of get excommunicated. But the people who are left...
Excommunicated is such a good word too because it is a fucking cult.
Man, are they salty. But I guess if I'm being honest, they always have been. And a lot of the old content that they used to make and still do now to a much lesser extent always seem to revolve around stopping people from pursuing dieting or getting medical help or, slimming down, all this type of thing, because they just perceive that as an attack on being fat and they perceived it as fat phobia. I've said this before, but I do think with a lot of social ideologies and social cultural movements, a lot of people just woke up to them and realized how corrosive they were / are, and or how stupid and ineffective this way of thinking is. I think the broader culture has completely moved on here, and I think that we're going to see the closing down and the slowing down of these niche micro online communities more and more as time wears on.
Because they're literally dying out,
until inevitably we roll back around to them in about 20
Thank you, Darwin!
years' time, because apparently everything just continues to recycle itself. In the meantime, and I do think this is really sad and really quite tragic, and it's, I don't take any happiness out of saying this, but I do think that we will continue to see more fat acceptance and more fat liberation. People pass away, and I think that those who understand what's going on will move away from these movements and will make better choices and inevitably slim down. So I think on a long enough timeline, naturally we will see the fat acceptance movement and all its other little offshoots.
And I know it's crazy, but when you realize that you may have a better chance of dying, people want to counteract the threat of dying, and you being able to do something about it does wake people up sometimes. It does.
shrink and shrink and shrink until really...
Was it because of lazy rat? It also does nothing to improve your cardio, maintain muscle. I have no idea how one's skin elasticity is when you're doing that. No, I know. There's like not that much research into it. In a lot of cases, like your muscle like quite literally atrophies. Yeah, like look it up. Ozempic
sort
face?
Of is no more. So for once, children, I think that is a bit of good news. Now on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out Raycon using the link in the description. I genuinely love my Raycons, and I really do wear the bone conduction ones when I'm at the gym, or I do mostly when I go on my walks, wear the open ear ones, just because I like hearing what's around me, and the audio's good. I make calls with them. I really like them. So if you are in the mood for some new earbuds, absolutely check them out. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Are you on my side of this, where you think it's actually quite tragic that these people are passing away, but really it's kind of to be expected? This is what obesity gets you. Yep. Are you on the other side where you think, I'm not sorry for these people at all, they brought it on themselves? What do you think of the...
I feel bad for the people that have died. But I also think, like, there's a point where you can turn it around. And you went way past that point and you didn't give a fuck. I don't know, maybe that's my woman empathy talking, but, like, at the end of the day, like, you could have fucking done something about it. It's not like you got, I don't know, some life-threatening bacterial disease and you're gonna die in, like, I don't know, 3 years or something. Like, you can actually reverse it around at some point. But you let it, like, get to the point where there's no return and it's over for you. It's like, yeah, well, yeah, sucks.
News around the 600-pound life show. Do you think that it's insane that 18 people who have been on the show, well, I guess 19, including Dolly Martinez, have passed away as a result of their obesity and being so large? What do you think of that? What do you think the implications are as people get fatter and fatter and fatter in our society? Do you think that we should be paying closer attention and we should actually be ringing the alarm bells about how terrible obesity is? Do you think that this is just sort of a natural byproduct of the food that we have access to and how much people eat? And what do you generally make of this issue overall?
I would argue that, like, people are gonna say, oh, well, it's America that's just fat. And I'm like, well, if you look around, Qatar is also one of the fattest nations in the world, and it's ultra rich from all the oil and, you know, the families that live there that live off the oil, right? Like, it's not just an American problem. I genuinely think that, like, a lot of obesity is just from people being fucking fat as fuck and not having enough problems in their world. Go to, like, Thailand or Vietnam, where the average household income is very, very low. They don't eat much, and they eat modestly, and they're very active as a people. You don't really have an obesity problem over there. It's definitely, like, part culture and part, you know, being a fucking first world nation. It's sad.
Always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations.
Yeah, it's such an insanely first world problem.
For the full ride.
There's always been a meme going around that, like, imagine you die and then you go to heaven and there's some, like, Victorian child from, like, you know, the 18th century, and you have to explain to them what calorie counting is, and they're like, wait, you have to actually, like, watch out how much you have to eat every day? I had to, like, fight for my food and rations and, like, go out and eat trash sometimes. Yeah, explain to them what a big arch is. It's this delicious Borgie. Makes you really fat. He's like, oh, that's really good.
If you are new here and you're not subscribed already and you'd like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. Like I always say, my wonderful little chickadee people, I hope you stay safe and well and make good choices. And I will see your pretty little cute faces in the next video.
Clappies in the chat, clappies in the chat. Yeah, chat, just stop being fat, Lamau. Just eat like a Victorian child, why not? No, that was a great video. Thanks, Sydney. Thank you.